Hello, this is Elizabeth again. I am a bright line eater, but disclaimer, I am not endorsed by bright line eating. And so this week I'm going to talk about bright line eating, and then I'm going to talk about my data and some of the drinks instead of snacks that I use. So bright line eating has 4 bright lines. First, no sugar. That includes sweetness, including maple syrup, honey, stevia, nothing. No sweetness, no sugar. No flour. No almond flour, coconut flour, corn flour, gluten-free flour, no flour. You eat 3 meals a day, no snacking, and you weigh and measure your food. Now, the way of measuring the food, that sounds to some people like a really monotonous and hard thing to do. But for me personally, I think that structure was one of the things that made it easy for me. I really feel that going on bright line eating was a gift from God. And even though I'm only 2 months in, I feel so much more successful than any other plan I have ever done. I do not need to rely on my willpower. I'm relying on God to see me through, and it's nothing short of a miracle. And I'll say more about that in next week's post. So, when I started Bright Line Eating on January 7th, I weighed 185.4 pounds. A month later, on February 7th, I weighed 177, so I had lost 8.4 pounds. And this month, on March 7th, even though I had been away for the weekend and couldn't weigh and measure my food for all my meals, only for breakfast, I lost another 7 pounds, and I'm down 15 pounds, 15.4 pounds, in 2 months. So I'm very happy with that. And my other measurements, I only measure my bust, my waist, and my hips, and I have that data somewhere. And my bust, I've lost 2.5 inches. My waist, I've lost 2.5 inches, so I'm really pleased about that, trying to get my belly fat down below that danger level. And my hips, I've lost 1.5 inches. All right, so I'm shrinking. So that's good for me, good for, I'm happy about that. Oh, I meant to show you. This is the Bright Line Eating book that I read. So part of my success with that is, as well as the weighing and measuring of food and that structure, was the science behind it. There's something called leptin in our brain, and that tells you when you're not hungry anymore or when you are hungry. And apparently mine doesn't work right. So I'm always hungry. I might feel satisfied for just a minute and then I'm not. And funnily enough, before I started Bright Line Eating, I had shared an experience with my husband about how we'd been eating out. We ate a really good steak dinner, and then we even had dessert, which we don't regularly do anyway, but we did because we were away for the weekend, and I felt full. We walked out to the car. I was hungry again. So that's something I'm not experiencing anymore. So, as I said, nothing short of a miracle. My cholesterol, I didn't tell you about that. My cholesterol has also gone down. into the safe zone, so I'm hoping to get off my statins in another 3 months or so when I see my regular practitioner, doctor. I'm also hoping that my A1C has gone down. So I'm going back to my endocrinologist in 3 months. I have Hashimoto's disease as well, so that's why I see an endocrinologist, one of the reasons. However, my A1C is 6.1, so we're hoping in 3 months it's gone down. So we'll see. That will be posted later. So along with these measurements, and as I say, this plan for me is nothing short of a miracle. So in a future episode, I'm going to talk about food chatter and another one, scale chatter, and then I'm going to be talking about non-scale victories too, because sometimes that scale doesn't move and we don't want to get discouraged about that. So I've noticed in my Facebook groups, I'm on 3 different Facebook groups, 2 about bright line eating and 1 about non-processed flour and sugar, no sugar group, and that a lot of people have trouble taking snacking out of their food plan. Remember, the other bright line is no snacking between meals, just the 3 meals a day. And I assure you, on bright line eating, the volume of food that you have is plenty. You have no need to worry about not having enough to eat. All right, so as a Brit, I love my Tetley tea with a dash of milk or more. So every now and then I will still have a cup of tea. It's now a treat. I don't have it every day, but sometimes. But I use this milk. It does have extra protein in it. It has, there's the comparison of the different milks and the proteins, etc., and the other things in it. I started having this because my husband is almost lactose free generally, but the taste is good and I get the extra protein. But I would say that if you're going to use the milk in tea or coffee even, I guess, is that you weigh and measure how much milk you put in your cup and then deduct it from one of your other proteins for the day. So the other thing I've come to enjoy, and I can't believe it, is herbal tea. I have never drank herbal tea before. And I started off with this herbal tea. I like this one because it has probiotics in it too. And it has the ginger in. At first, it was like, I don't know, but I kept persevering. And something that I found out from bright line eating is that your taste buds change every 2 weeks. So I actually do like it now. Another one that I was given, oops, sorry, not a good view. Somebody gave me this one to try, and then I did buy this one. And what I found out for me personally is that these fruity ones, I think I'd like them cold. So I'm thinking when the weather warms up a bit, because I don't know about you and where you are, but here in Kansas, it's kind of fluctuating between freezing cold and the summer's day. So I think when it gets hot in the 80s and 90s, which it will be soon here, that I would drink them as an iced tea, and I think I might enjoy that. So typically I have my herbal tea with my breakfast, another one in the afternoon or with my lunch, and maybe one in the evening. You can tell me if you think that's too much herbal tea. But other than that, I drink my water with a wedge of lemon in. All right. So I think that having something with a bit of flavour in to drink helps take that snacking requirement away, that need. I don't even feel the need when I have my tea to have a biscuit or a cookie with it as depending on where you're watching this from. That desire has, I would say, 99% gone away, if I'm accurate about that. All right. So I also in the morning gave up my morning cold brew coffee. I started when I was started Bright Line Eating. I was drinking that with a couple of tablespoons of cream in it, and I reduced my cream until I was just having it black, and then I really didn't like the taste of it at all, and it just tasted like dishwater. So I decided I don't need to be buying this and spending the money on that. So I don't, and I haven't missed it. All right. So next week I'm going to talk about food chatter, as I said, and what I eat for breakfast. Thanks for watching this week's, and I'll see you next week. Bye.